Okay, guys, I'm going to show you what to do. Shh. Okay, I need everybody's attention. Put your phones up. If you can't see, stand up so you can see over the screens. All right, everybody should have some tubes rolled. Now, there's a couple different ways you can glue these. All right, so here's some tubes that I have put together already. Now, if you'll notice, your tubes are not going to fit all the way together. Do you see how there's a gap at the top? Okay, so if I want to make this shape, I'm going to have to angle these pieces. And how would I do that? Snip, snip with some scissors, okay? You have to be careful about how much you angle them, because if you angle them too much, they're going to be really skinny. If you angle them too far, they're going to be really wide. So, angle them a little at a time. So, all you need to do is snip off the corners and see how they fit. So these are really wide, so I want to angle them even more. So I'm going to cut a little bit at a time. It's better to cut too little than to cut too much, because if you cut too much, then you're going to have to get a different tube, and then hopefully you can use that tube for something else. Alright? Also, when you make shapes, make sure that they're the same length. You don't want them uneven. So at this point, I'm ready to join these two pieces together. I've got 4 hot glue stations around the room. I've got 3 in the back, and then I've got 1 over here. So Lexi, you may want to move to a different table for today, so that way you're not getting bombarded with people. And then I've got 1 over here on this green cabinet up by me. You see the exhaust that goes into the ceiling? There's another one here. Now, if my glue stations are all filled up, do you need to be standing back there? No. If you want to get in line for the glue station and they're filled up, put your name on my red board over here. We'll go in order. Glue a few pieces, then sit down and let the next person glue. Now, the other option, which is my preferred method because it's neater, is you can take just your regular Elmer's glue and put some glue in this joint on each side, and then I can press these two together. And then what can I do to make sure they stay together while they dry? Tape. Get your masking tape out. I've got some up here if you have not brought yours. And apply a piece of masking tape while it dries. After it dries, then we can take that masking tape off. Now, if you use too much glue, what's going to happen to that masking tape? No. It's not going to peel off very easily. So don't put so much glue where it's going to be squeezing out the sides. But while this dries, then you can do the next piece. So if I wanted to put some on this other end, okay, that's how I did this. I did this one last hour. Don't know if it's dry. I can see. Let me peel this off. It was not dry. Okay, so it does take a little while for your Elmer's glue to dry. Let's see if this piece is dry. See, it's still wet inside there, so I'm not going to peel those off yet. But that's your second way. So you can either do the Elmer's glue and tape way, which is going to give you clean joints, or you can do the hot glue. If you do hot glue, just do a little bit of glue to press those pieces together. It does not take a whole lot. If you have a lot of glue sticking out of the hot glue, just know that those pieces are not going to paint very well when we start painting. So this is part of your craftsmanship. Does anybody know what craftsmanship is?
Yes, crafty.
Has to do with your work. Okay? Selena, do you remember what craftsmanship is?
Lexi?
What? Do you remember what craftsmanship is?
Since I
You need to be neat with your work. Okay? Don't be real messy with the glue. Okay? That is part of your grade. Because if you have lots and lots of glue drips of hot glue, is that telling me that you were being careful with the hot glue?
No.
Or that you are rushing through it?
Yes.
They are rushing through it. The building portion is going to be the hardest part because you have to make sure all these joints fit before you glue them. If you cut them wrong, then you should have some backup tubes to use. That's why I had you guys make so many. If you use all your tubes, then go back and make you some more. We'll be working on this the rest of this week and possibly some of next week, most likely. We're not going to get this built in a day. Any questions? No questions, no answers.
How long
Alright.
will we be working